The U.S. government has just released the August employment numbers, and they are devastating, folks. Really, really terrible. We got everyone out there saying how wonderful these things are, but I'm going to go into some of the numbers here and show you how bad things really are. It's devastating. So the government said that they added 187,000 jobs to the U.S. economy in August. And that sounds, on the face of it, you know, the media was out there expecting only 170,000 new jobs, which is still really low when you think about it. That's not an economy that's growing fast. But so they beat the 170,000 job expectation by going to 187,000. But one of the things that kind of starts get your attention going is that the unemployment rate jumped from 3.5% last month to 3.8%. So we have all these new added jobs. That's wonderful. But how did the unemployment rate go up if that's the case? We're going to get into it, folks. And when you see how much they're manipulating this data and how devastating things truly are, you can see clearly that we are in a recession right now. We're losing jobs. We're losing, people are making less money day to day, and this is devastating for the U.S. economy. Let's jump into it, folks. All right, so when they announced the August numbers, one of the things they also did was they rolled out new numbers for June and July. So what they did was they went into June and July and they did an adjustment. Oh, well, we overestimated a little bit, you know. And they took 110,000 jobs off the table from June and July. Now, it's not an oopsie. Oopsies don't just keep happening. Oopsies happen in both directions. Every single month this year, 2023, from January onward, has been significantly adjusted downward. They're coming out and they're announcing a top line number. Oh, look how good we're doing. This is wonderful. Employment's doing fantastic. And then they come back and when nobody's looking anymore, they adjust it downward. And they adjust it downward. Every single month this year has been adjusted downward, and we're not talking about in just small amounts. We're talking big jumps. We're talking hundreds of thousands of jobs that they said that we had are taken down. Now, they have two main ways of massaging the data. They're like the Japanese massagers of the cows to make the steak really, really tasty, right? Well, they're going in there and they're massaging the numbers, okay? All they're doing here is they are simply inflating the amount of jobs they say have been created, and then backwards when they come through, they start adjusting this downward. So the two ways that they really are doing this bigly is first is this birth-death cycle adjustment thing. And basically the idea is that, well, there are all these new businesses that are hiring people and they haven't yet reported to us about it. So they have this super secret algorithm where they add jobs based on these companies that haven't told us yet that they're hiring people. Now, do you see a lot of brand new small businesses out there hiring people? No. Do you see a lot of businesses going out of business this past year? Yeah. Lots of companies are shutting down. Retail businesses are closing down. Other businesses are shutting down. We see the exact opposite of what they're saying is happening. We're seeing mass layoffs across the board from major companies. We're not seeing all this hiring that hasn't been yet reported. We're seeing all these firings and layoffs that haven't yet been reported. So we got 187,000 new jobs. It's fantastic. Look at those numbers. It's wonderful. The Biden administration said it, so it must be true. Well, you can take the 110,000 jobs off that they just deducted from June and July. That would leave you only with like 77,000. Oh, but wait, the birth-death cycle thing, 103,000 jobs. That was the adjustment. So really, it should be 84,000 jobs before that adjustment. And then if you take the 110,000 off that, you're well into negative numbers here. Oh, but wait, it gets better. It gets better. Not only that, but they are adjusting things with other numbers. Well, first off, let's talk about what kind of jobs are we adding anyway. Are we adding full-time jobs or are we adding part-time jobs? And the answer is we're adding part-time jobs. Full-time jobs dropped again this month. Over the last 3 months, we've lost 670,000, using their massaged numbers. Over the last 3 months, we've lost 670,000 full-time jobs. If that's sounding like a recessionary kind of number, you're right. You're right. We've added over 1 million part-time jobs, but we've lost 670,000 full-time jobs. Now, if you're anything like me, I'd kind of go, well, it's more fair to say 2 of those part-time jobs is equal to like 1 full-time job. And that's not even really true. Would you rather have a full-time job or a part-time job? Would you rather have 2 part-time jobs or 1 full-time job? I mean, that's kind of a silly question. Oftentimes you get benefits with the full-time job, medical coverage, retirement plans, this kind of stuff. Part-time jobs doesn't give you any of that. Usually part-time jobs pay less than full-time jobs too. So it's really not an apples-to-apples comparison here. The fact that we're having more and more part-time jobs and laying off full-time workers is not a good thing, and you shouldn't be out there celebrating over it. Friends, I mean, let's get on to the second way that they massage the numbers. These are seasonal adjustments. Yes, seasonal adjustments. Now, how do they do the seasonal adjustments? Well, they just kind of make it up. They have some mumbo jumbo that they do. Some mumbo jumbo that happens in the background. You can't actually see the algorithm that they're using. You can't see where they're coming up with this number. But they added 159,000 jobs due to the seasonal adjustment. But Steve, I thought that with the birth-death algorithm and the adjustments for June and July, we're already in negative numbers here. You're going to subtract another 150,000 jobs off of that? Yup. Seasonal adjustment, which tends to be very inaccurate. They added that. They added a good bit last year. So in 2013, they added, I think it was like 7,000 jobs in August for a seasonal adjustment. This year, they're adding 159,000. Back in 2012, they actually adjusted downward for seasonal. What's different about this August than those Augusts? And if you look, going back to 2005 and 2006, 2008 and 2007, they downward adjusted for seasonal. Wait a minute. Why did they used to downward adjust for August employment, and now they're increasing with the seasonal adjustment? Did we have a pole flip? I mean, is August now in the winter or something? Oh, what happened here? Well, friend, they wanted different numbers, and so they changed the algorithm. When did they change the algorithm? Well, look here. The first adjustment to the algorithm was in 2021. Oh, what happened in 2021 in August? Oh, didn't we have a new president? Funny how that works. Funny how the people massaging the numbers always massage it one way for one president and massage it the other way for a different president. It's amazing how that works, folks. It's truly amazing. The seasonal adjustment. The same thing happened with the birth-death formula. We saw this kick into high gear when? 2021, friends. Because the government numbers are reliable and just totally on all the time. That's why they don't need to do all these adjustments after the fact. Except their numbers are so bogus that they have to come back in the next month, the next couple months, and they have to go back and they adjust them downward. When you look at the numbers after the adjustments, the after the fact adjustments, you see a very different picture of the hiring practices out there in the economy. I hope this goes to show that the statistics that come out of the U.S. federal government are complete and utter rubbish. They are a joke. When you actually dig into the numbers, which you're not supposed to do, you find that the numbers make no sense whatsoever. You find that something they're celebrating as adding all these new jobs is actually subtracting jobs. We lost a lot of jobs in August. And then when you look in the numbers and you see that we lost even more full-time jobs, and most of the jobs that are offsetting this massive loss of full-time jobs are part-time jobs. People getting work at fast food because they need to make ends meet. The number of people who are taking on 2 to 3 jobs in order to make ends meet keeps going up. Friends, our economy is extremely sick. We are truly in recession. If they just stopped monkeying with the numbers, we would see that we've been in a recession since 2008. But we're about to hit a new low of this current recession, so bad that they're not even going to be able to paper over these numbers. The recession that's coming, that we're already kind of in, is going to get truly, truly bad. Friends, I hope you're bracing for it. I hope you're getting prepared financially for your food. You're getting everything lined up. There's a lot to be done, and we need to be watching out for ourselves. We need to create that alternate economy. They're messing up this current economy so bad. We need to create our own alternate economies. You need to be able to get what you need from people that you care and trust. That's what we need to be doing. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.